Welcome to Global City Guide. Hello, friends. About 4,500 years ago, a wonder of the world was built in Egypt. One that continues to amaze people even today. The Great Pyramid of Giza, with a height of 147 meters, remained the tallest structure in the world for over 4,000 years. Heavy stones were used to build the pyramids, and it is said to weigh 6 million tons. The question that left people dumbstruck: how was it built? Back then, people didn't have cranes, bulldozers, or modern technology. So much so, they didn't even have wheels. Even so, they built a monument that still stands. Can you imagine a structure standing for over 4,500 years, through the hot summers, storms, torrential rains, and weathering? There's no other surviving structure as old as this, and as big as this. How was this made possible? Come, let's understand the mystery of the pyramids in this video. The Great Pyramid is arguably the most enigmatic structure on the face of the earth. Built around 2500 BC, it is the tallest structure on the earth for more than 3,500 years. Built as gargantuan tombs of shining white limestone, the pyramids are designed to hide the dark secrets of the dead. The more we go back in time, the more difficult it gets to figure out sure-shot what happened, when, and how. It is estimated that the Great Pyramid of Giza was built in the year 2560 BC by the pharaoh Khufu. The monarchs of ancient Egypt are known as pharaohs. We don't know much about Pharaoh Khufu except that he was the second monarch of the fourth dynasty of the Old Kingdom of Egypt. His reign is a highly debated topic. However, some historian estimates claim 23 years, some 34 years, and some more than 60 years. The pyramid is located on the west bank of the River Nile, and if you see photos or videos of it, you'll see that it isn't the only pyramid. You'd see two other pyramids built on the same site. Of the three, the tallest is the Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu. Smaller than it is the Pyramid of Khafre, the second largest pyramid in Egypt. It is said to have been built by Khufu's son Khafre. The third and the smallest is the Pyramid of Menkaure, said to have been built by Khafre's son. These are the only monuments from the era. In addition to these are the Great Sphinx, several burial tombs, and smaller pyramids. There are said to be a total of 118 pyramids of varying shapes and sizes. Many of them have been eroded by weathering, very few are in good condition. Perhaps the most well-preserved are these three pyramids, especially the Great Pyramid of Giza. What was the reason for building these? The same reason why several ancient monuments were built. They were built as a tomb. The pharaohs are buried inside the pyramids. Friends, ancient Egyptians believed in the afterlife. They believed that life doesn't end at death. After death, the soul of the person travels to the underworld, where it is then judged by the gods. Those who lived a life of goodness remain immortal in the afterlife. So to prepare for the afterlife, the pharaohs would commission tombs for themselves while they reign. A large amount of food, treasures, jewelry, furniture, clothes were to be buried with the pharaoh in the pyramid so that they would be used in the afterlife. After they died, their bodies were mummified and then sealed in a wooden or stone sarcophagus. You might wonder how we are certain that this is why the pyramids were built. There are two main reasons, friends. First, we have discovered scripts written on several other pyramids. Texts on such sarcophaguses and pyramids that tell us about their customs. Second, a majority of the historical pyramids in Egypt and Sudan have been used as tombs. But specifically speaking, in the Great Pyramid of Giza, no substantial evidence was found regarding this, so people come up with their own alternative theories. When the archaeologists entered the Great Pyramid, they found 3 relics and an empty sarcophagus. The sarcophagus is believed to be of Khufu, and the treasures that must have surrounded it is believed to have been looted before the archaeologists got to it. Those who disagree with this have come up with bizarre alternative theories. One popular theory making rounds is that the Great Pyramid was a power plant that could generate electricity. People who believe this claim that the ancient Egyptians were very technologically advanced and that they had already learned how to harness electricity. As evidence for this theory, some of the ancient artwork are presented. On the walls of some ancient Egyptian temples, such artworks have been discovered that are used to back the claims that they were building a light bulb. They say that the Egyptians had invented it, but then the technology was somehow lost later. As I've said repeatedly, such conspiracy theories are cooked up when there's a lack of substantial evidence in a matter. But the conspiracy theories are often so bizarre that they make no logical sense. If light bulbs did exist in ancient Egypt, why have we not found any evidence proving it? In reality, this artwork depicts an Egyptian mythological story. Another popular theory claims that the pyramid was a granary to store the crops. This theory was proposed by American politician Ben Carson in 1998. According to his personal theory, the pyramids were built by Jesus Christ's father. My personal theory is that Joseph built the pyramids in order to store grains. Now, all the archaeologists think that they were made by pharaohs, okay? Friends, here you can see the second major reason for coming up with conspiracy theories: religious appeasement by politicians. Anyway, today it is absolutely clear, with all the historians in agreement, that the Great Pyramid of Giza was built as a tomb. Back then people believed that the grander a tomb, the more treasures and food in a tomb, the better would be the afterlife of the pharaoh. Now, we get to the biggest question. How were these pyramids built? Honestly, this is the most mysterious aspect of the pyramids. How did the people build a 147 tall structure? Using these enormous rocks that weigh anywhere between 2.5 tons to 80 tons. Each stone is carved so meticulously and evenly when there were no standards tools for carving. How were the stones stacked on top of each other when people didn't even use wheels? All of this within a period of 20 years. Friends, the Great Pyramid of Giza is said to have been built in 20 years. There are several theories regarding this. I won't be talking about bizarre conspiracy theories here. But before we discuss the theories, let's look at the misconception that people have regarding the pyramids. Films show slave labor being used to build the pyramids. Poor slaves, forced to work here all day and getting brutally abused and whipped by the supervisors. You would have seen this in some film or the other. For a long time, people believed that this was how the pyramids were built. However, the truth is different. A lot of research has been done on this, and it has been found that the labor used to build the pyramids was not slave labor. The workers who built the pyramids were paid laborers. They were not slaves. This discovery was made after the tombs of the workers were discovered. Inside the tombs, food, clothes, and other daily necessities were discovered. If they were slaves, they wouldn't have buried these things in their tombs. On the walls of the tombs, there are scripts that tell us that the workers were provided with beer. This was a great motivation for the workers. If you were to work under the sun all day and build a structure using stones that weigh several tons, wouldn't you need something to motivate you and lift your spirits? To be continued.